Oh my God. Whenever I want to tap out of this disgustingness, I am sucked back in because every day at court is crazier than the last. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your #1 source for everything Diddy drama. We are back at federal court in New York as the prosecution is winding down their case against the disgraced music mogul. He is facing charges of trafficking, racketeering, and things started out in spectacular fashion today with both the defense and prosecution getting a scolding by the judge. Judge Subramanian reprimanded all the attorneys over an article that he said revealed details of a sealed proceeding. Translation: somebody in that courtroom, a lawyer, is blabbing to the press. My guess? His side, duh. Subramanian said, well, someone is lying after lawyers from both sides said they didn't know who could have leaked the information. One or more people in this courtroom or the designated people who were here on Friday flagrantly violated the court's orders. The judge scolded them. And he was not done. Judge Subramanian said that he would be investigating and threatened to punish any violations, citing his order that threatens punishment as severe as criminal contempt or sanctions. The judge also warned both sides that he would seize their electronic devices and compel people to testify under oath if any other violation occurs. And the judge specifically singled out U.S. lead attorney Maureen Comey and Mark Agnifilo, the lead defense lawyers, saying there is no passing the buck anymore. The buck stops with you. If anything happens, lead counsel is responsible. I love this judge. A reminder, a juror was kicked off the jury yesterday for not being entirely truthful about where he lived and who he lived with. And there's drama with another juror, and it is expected that that situation will be resolved today. Juror number 6 is the one who got kicked out yesterday. Juror number 7 is rumored to have been blabbing about the proceedings outside of court. A big no-no. A no-no. No. And when I tell you today's going to be a good day, an explosive day, I'm not understating it, because before the first witness to testify took the stand, Brendan Paul took the stand, not to testify, but to invoke his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination before taking the stand later today. Brendan Paul is one of Diddy's many former personal assistants. And yes, he was granted an immunity order, which requires him to tell the truth to protect himself from prosecution. And up first, speaking to the jury today, was Delisa Penland, who also was on the witness stand yesterday. She is a special agent with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. She helped walk the jury through texts and calls and timelines and charts. All of that could be very helpful for the jury when they begin deliberating. Delisa also helped the jury go through bank receipts and invoices, including one where he was charged $46,000 for damages to a penthouse suite after a freak-off. That must have been the freakiest of freak-offs. That's a lot of damage, $46,000 for one night of partying. Or maybe it was 3 days, because you know those freak-offs lasted a very long time. The bill came from the Intercontinental in Times Square, New York City, in October of 2012 for loss, penthouse damage. His bill was paid by his American Express credit card, which that month racked up $944,000 in charges. It was so much that it had to be paid off from several bank accounts. The good news is this. If anything, Diddy will at least get convicted of prostitution. He faces many years behind bars for each count, and we heard from many escorts in court. So if the government loses on racketeering and trafficking charges, I would hope that the prostitution charges are a slam dunk, no-brainer, easy conviction, and he'll be behind bars probably for the rest of his life just on that. Special Agent Penland testified about his company paying these S workers to travel. That will help get convictions on the other charges. The prosecution has been working to build their case that Diddy's businesses amounted to a criminal enterprise that existed or helped fulfill his carnal desires. Oh my God, oh my God! I love that we know every detail. Today, we have now learned that Diddy had fine taste in candles. Despicable human, but A+ candle connoisseur, and I love a good candle. This is my favorite brand as well. A charge of almost $800 was shown to the jury for deep teak candles. Bays is my favorite scent. Oh, so good. Today, we saw some text messages between his former chief of staff and co-conspirator, Christina Coram, and a former assistant of Diddy's. It shows that Christina was actively involved in the cover-up after that infamous fight with him and Cassie at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles, where we saw that security camera footage. For example, Christina texted his former assistant, Ellie, "I'm going to ask just to cover damages." Or this other text from Coram to the assistant, "Say they had a fun drunk night to try and get more info." Oh my God. The jury was shown more freak-off footage today. Only they can see it. Nobody else in the courtroom can see it. It's not shown on the monitors, so it's unclear exactly what was shown. A shocking confession from Diddy, plus his former assistant / drug mule still to come on the witness stand. Both of those coming up in another video later today. I will post that shortly, but until then, we've covered a lot of ground in this video. Let's discuss everything in the comments section. And given how things have gone thus far, it's been well over a month. What do you think right now the outcome would be if you were on that jury? I want to hear that as well in the comments. See you there. And stay tuned for more in another video shortly. 'Cause, you know, I'm Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your #1 source for everything Diddy drama.